I want to make one point, which is that it sounds, and to some of you, it may seem like it's easy for Mike to look back on what happened in the second half of 2017 and say it was a retail mania. He and I spent much time talking during that period, and he said at the time that it was a retail mania. So it's not like you're redefining history there. Um, on the subject of token economics, one of the barriers to, I'll call it crypto acceptance right now, is the dearth of use cases for token economics. And on the flip side, many of the use cases that have been proposed but haven't yet been implemented sound like solutions in search of a problem.
Well, that's a little unfair. So to start with,
it's my job to be a little unfair.
It is. To start with, I said earlier, the blockchains themselves are really these giant shared global supercomputers that are there to process data that you want on the database. None of them are fast enough for industrial strength yet. We had one that just got started, or is just starting literally as we speak, called EOS. It was a project that raised money for a year, and that will probably be the first fast blockchain. Its critics say it's not as decentralized. There's some trade-off between how fast something can be today and how decentralized it is. But we'll start seeing projects built. And so up until now, projects like Funfair, which is going to try to disrupt online casinos, has been just a story. In the last month, there have been 3 or 4 projects that have literally just started their test cases. So Funfair is one. Gollum, which is a computer processing ICO, is another. I think Augur is starting to do things. And so we're just at the very first step of seeing some of these disruptive business models come into, but they're really not going to be here for another 18 months.
Really?
Yeah.
It's going to take that long.
And so, most likely, listen, we had a retail bubble that popped, and now we have institutions that are marching slowly but surely towards acceptance. Markets always get way ahead of reality. That's just the way it works. This is such a powerful story, and some of these potential disruptors are so powerful in such big industries that my gut feeling is institutional money is going to come in soon, and markets are going to get way ahead of the reality again.
We'll get to that in a moment. While we're on the token economics part in the blockchain, if you look at potential applications for this technology, acknowledging that we're 18 months away from something real and viable, in which industries do you think crypto has the most promise as an enabling technology?
So anywhere where there's a social network.
So I'm going to save this one. That's a good one. I'll save it for later. But he brings up some great points about EOS and the evolution and a lot of changes coming to cryptocurrency. So as an investor, I highly recommend, and I'm actually guilty of this. So I am very big on the 2 big boys, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. But like I said, EOS is in the top 5 and is gaining more and more market share every day. And I do feel it's very important as you educate yourself, you kind of pay attention to these trends. And like I said, if you really do understand the technology and you do feel comfortable with investing and being a little more aggressive, these are great opportunities. And I think that Novogratz brings up some great points, and I would highly consider doing some additional research and kind of seeing if this is something that interests you. And possibly, for me, I haven't really greatly increased my EOS position, and I'll be 100% honest. I actually just bought EOS when it was like 40th or 50th because a YouTuber recommended it, and I did very little research, and I basically got lucky. So I'm going to throw it out there that it was more luck than any kind of skill. But EOS has been really good, and I have added a little more EOS to my portfolio. But like I said, I'm probably not as diversified as I should be because I do own a lot more Coinbase coins, and that trend is probably going to change soon. So it could be an issue for me considering that my 4 largest holdings are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. So I do probably need to do some rebalancing of my portfolio. But let me know what you guys think about the development and the future of cryptocurrencies, and especially the evolution of EOS and how it might impact Ethereum's price and some of the other currencies. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.